Should women really feel empowered to be entering the workforce and being independent? Or was this a manipulative way of society just to condition us that, yes, not only can you work, you will have to work, because one income just will not cut it anymore, okay? The value of our dollars have been intentionally stolen from us through the invisible tax that is inflation. But that's a mouthful to say. I'd rather just encourage you to be an independent woman. The value of our dollar has been beaten to a pulp, so much so that in some places, if you do not have a romantic partner, a roommate, or your mama, you are not living, okay? So let's talk about the brainwashing that society does. I'm gonna take it a step further. It's not even about just independent women, but also people in general. We have been conditioned to believe certain things and kind of look over here and don't pay attention to what's going on over here. So if this interests you, stick around for all that and more. It's Crystal with the Cash Compass. Mainstream media might have you believing that the economy is making a recovery and everything is going all great, but really it's a complete shit show. Women were empowered to work and really started increasing their presence in the workforce around the time that the US dollar was really phasing out of the gold standard and completely went out of the gold standard in 1971. Before then, it was very easy for a man to take care of the household, okay? He didn't have to be above average. He didn't have to be in IT, technology. He didn't have to be the kingpin, right? He just had to work at a factory and he could take care of his family of 5 quite comfortably. As they were continuously robbing us of our purchasing power, we realized eventually it's not going to be able to happen, right? The average person these days cannot live on their own so easily. We have to think of ways to get people to work and make money. Otherwise, people are going to become very angry and revolt against the country, right? So then the introduction of women's rights and empowerment. Yes, go to work. You can do it. You're smart. You're independent. And I think maybe originally it started off as a really good thing and empowering women. But as we continuously see that, okay, we're making less and less money, or at least the money's not stretching as much as it could, we don't want to tell people, hey, so this inflation thing, I know none of y'all understand it, but it's basically us just straight up robbing you. We just empower more people to keep on working, work harder, keep going to college, keep on running this hamster wheel, and hopefully you don't notice that we're robbing you. So we have this wave of feminism that I kind of discussed briefly in this video up here, but we have this wave of feminism that's like, listen, you don't need a man, you don't need anybody, you can work hard on your own. And the truth is we still do need each other, and a lot of people who are saying this are very much so in relationships, right? But the point is, it's getting you to get into the workforce and to think, I need to work harder, I need to work more, and I'm so proud because I got all this money and these men suck. It's not that people suck and everybody wants to be bums right now. It's really that our jobs and America as we know it is going downhill, in my opinion, right? Back then, the jobs were in America. We didn't have globalization the way we had it now. Now, a lot of these jobs get outsourced. So they are already ruining your income in that way, okay? So we have all of these jobs being shipped overseas and now these days being replaced by robots or AI, whatever you want to call it, okay? Then we have inflation, which makes everything much more expensive. So no jobs and things are getting more expensive. We are so focused on being independent and getting in there and working that we don't really stop and think like, hey, I kind of have to work. There are situations, of course, not doubting it, that men can be providers and really hold it down. But like I said, the average person typically can't do that. The median income in America is $35,000. You're not feeding a family of 5 on that. You're barely taking care of yourself, let's be honest. And I want to take it a step further because it's not only about just women, right? In general, the government is trying to distract you from the fact that they are stealing your purchasing power by just throwing all this extra money into the economy. So instead of saying, hey, maybe we should be on a budget, y'all, like we haven't been really sticking to our budget. We've been going into so much debt that your kids, grandkids will be paying. They just say, listen, y'all are all independent. Y'all all work hard, right? Go ahead and get a job. Go ahead and invest in the stock market, okay? And if you can't do that, don't worry. Here's some food stamps. Here's some Section 8. How about here are some damn jobs? Manufacturing has been on the decline. Look at it. We don't need Section 8. We need more jobs. Bring our jobs back to America. We cannot keep giving people money to just sit around. That is not how we grow as a country. That is not how things get produced, okay? It's much easier to just give you money to shut you up versus doing what's hard, which is bringing our factories back to America, bringing these jobs back to America, bringing innovation back, having people actually get up and work, okay? Instead, they feed you lies, tell you, don't worry, stimulus checks here and there, don't pay your rent, don't worry about anything. I want to read you guys a tweet that I came across. Okay, here's what it says. I feel sorry for men. These new batch of God let Satan release don't pray, cook, clean, raise kids, and barely pay bills. They don't even want to act like women. They want to get money and BBLs, sit on their modified asses while a man takes care of them. People in the comments was firing this girl's behind up, okay? They were like, oh, she thought she did something here. She sounds like a pick-me. And this is a perfect example of how society has just manipulated and tricked you. The way that this should have read, in my opinion, is, I feel sorry for everybody. These new batch of people, God let Satan release into the atmosphere. Don't read, interpret, or think freely. They don't even want to act like individuals. They want to get money from the government and stimulus checks, sit on their fat asses while the government takes care of them. We don't want to think freely. We don't want to look around and see, okay, why are prices rising? Can I look into this more? Can I understand this more? You watching this video, you are someone special, because most people don't give a damn. They're going to just dismiss it and keep on YOLOing until they die or go broke or both. Okay? There have been 250,000 plus unemployment claims filed every single week since the pandemic, and it was actually higher, but it's 250 now, which is actually not unusual. Pre-pandemic levels were actually around the same amount, okay? But the issue is that we only created 500,000 jobs for the month, all right? You do the math. 250 times 4 weeks, we had 1 million jobs lost, okay? And only 500,000 jobs created. That's 500,000 jobs being lost every single month with no extra job to look to, all right? And instead of telling you, hey, what we have implemented since the coronavirus has actually really put people in a very bad financial position and we need to correct it, they just say, here's a stimulus check. Here's an infrastructure bill. Hopefully all this money we're just throwing into the economy is going to make things better. But it's actually going to worsen the problem, right? Like, we're actually going to have more money into the system. That's more dollars that need to go somewhere. No one's even freaking working right now. So prices are going to raise through the roof. And I have plenty of inflation videos if you need to see what I'm talking about. I will plug one up here. But the truth of the matter is, wake up. If they're selling you a narrative, look a little bit deeper, okay? And try to really understand what the truth is. The problem isn't that women just want to be so independent. The problem is we have to. You have to go out there and work, because it's getting so much more expensive out here that unless you are above average and you take a step above and you can claim $100,000 or more, it's going to be tough for you, right? Because things are going to get expensive, and you want to enjoy life, you're going to find yourself in debt trying to enjoy life. And we need to stop worrying about dumb things like, oh, men should pay the bills, this and that should happen. And we need to focus on how can we really increase our purchasing power to the best of our abilities, okay? What assets can we invest in that are going to protect our dollars? What jobs do I have to do that are going to be recession proof? What businesses can I have? We need to think about things like that instead of worrying about who needs to pay for what and what, you know, I don't know. Dumb stuff. Tell me what you think, and if you are still going to be in the YouTube world, don't stop at this video. I got plenty for you to enjoy. Binge watch me, and as always, keep your money up.